Global soils contain much more carbon than is present in the atmosphere as CO2, so there is huge potential to remove carbon from the atmosphere in the form of CO2 and mitigate climate change by increasing the amount that's stored in soils. And although there are conventional ways to do this, biochar is an increasingly important option in terms of achieving that objective.
Biochar is essentially created when organic matter is pyrolyzed or burned at a really high temperature in a low or to no oxygen environment, and it creates this new material, biochar, that can sequester CO2 from the atmosphere. We are assessing the impact that feedstocks of biochar have on their ability to sequester carbon over hundreds to thousands of years.
We've been running lab experiments on 5 different types of biochar from various feedstock materials, and essentially we've been oxidizing them with hydrogen peroxide and then leaving them in the oven to let them dry out.
It's a gravimetric approach, so we weigh the samples before and after, and we check to see how much carbon is gone through oxidation.
Once we have the final carbon analysis, we're going to use this to compare against the initial carbon content of our biochar samples, which will determine how long the carbon stays in each of the biochar samples.
I think the current project that we're undertaking here is a really important example of how we can connect our research to our students' emerging ambitions during their degree programme. So there are certain points or moments within the degree programme where something becomes very interesting to particular students, and the possibility of exploring that with academics in terms of their research is really important and also very satisfying for academics in terms of what they do.
Hearing about biochar for the first time in lectures, I was thinking that it was quite interesting and potentially something I would want to pursue. And so I contacted Saran, and basically we just talked about it. I showed interest, and he mentioned that there was some kind of summer internship available.
I've personally really loved the networking side of things. I think it's been nice to get to know Saran a lot more and meet some second-year students as well. It's been a really good time, and obviously the lab work itself is very fun.
I really like how much control we've had over the process and how we've been able to make decisions for ourselves. It really feels like we're able to contribute to the field of science just as undergrads.